Okay.
Because Tsonga people, where they are minimum, they shy out and learn other people's language, and they don't enforce their language on other people. So I think that's the thing that, and that's one of the cries that I would one day speak to my father. But he passed away when I was very young. To say, me, Mandela is not even close in that regard, not even close.
Do you think he's a sellout?
Yes. You're gonna end up in politics. So now I stumble in this thing. I'm not gonna claim no, I grew up in school, I was a Pan-Africanist doing the no. I was a leader in college and the grandmaster. So he's one of my a person who's guiding me in my spiritual journey. But I don't even want to say grounded. I'm a rooted Christian. So each and every year I start the year 12 days without eating, fasting. And then I went into a deeper study of what is happening in Orania. It's not far from where I stay, by the way, Orania. It's about 100 and something kilos from Kimberley, or 200 maybe. And I started to say, but the Afrikaner people, in their hatred of us, their love for their own culture is very it's amazing. The way they protect their history, I don't believe in that. In all those CVs, 200 and something CVs, only 4 were ladies. And 2 of those ladies were elderly ladies. And one of them was from Lesotho, and she is part of Paseta Lesotho. And
Mashiane politically incorrect. Finally, the man is here. Come at the man, come at the hour. Guys, the king is here. With the king being here, we're going to do things a bit differently. He's been promising to come for for about half a decade now.
just a little bit over a year. Just a little bit over a year.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them with icebreakers, and they are not planned. First one is, he does not need any introduction. You'll see the name there, and the other stuff, you'll just find him. So what I'm going to do is Mandela or Sobukwe. Who would you take?
I call Sobukwe.
Sobukwe, why?
I've got a different judgment eye on how Mandela turned out to be in terms of the negotiations and everything, and as a president. So Sobukwe, for me, he's a true legend, a true Pan-Africanist. So for me, Mandela is not even close in that regard, not even close.
Do you think he's a sellout?
Yes.
Okay, Chris Hani?
Yeah, understandably so, but there had to be someone to choose peace in a format of sellout, because I believe some African people really they say they want to fight, but they did not want to, and Bo Mandela is one of them. They was like, man, if there's another option of not fighting, I'll rather take that and take the sellout tag. It's fine, but let's just continue.
You come from the school of thought that says the problem that we are at is because we do not fight and win a battle.
Yes.
Okay. Chris Hani, Steve Biko.
Hey.
It's deliberate.
Ooh, Biko and Hani.
Toss a coin.
No, Hani.
Chris Hani.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I think I've seen more clips of him, and I'm more familiar with him. Okay. Yeah, Biko, I've only read about him, not too many footages. So Chris Hani, definitely.
Another difficult one. Patrice Lumumba or Thomas Sankara?
Who is the same?
Toss a coin.
Thomas, because of his stance again of Pan-Africanism, both of them really, but the age and how Thomas took over Burkina, for me, it's special. I always look at the age and look at myself. I'm like, at that age, where now, what are you doing? So, yeah, no, those were both of them. Those are legends.
You have to take one.
No, I've taken Thomas.
Thomas,
yes.
No. By the way, I regard him as the greatest revolutionary of all time. By the way, because what he said he's gonna do, he actually did it.
Yeah.
He didn't chicken out, even when he knew his death was coming.
Yeah.
It is Sankara who, about a fortnight before he went, he said, guys, at African Union, by the way, OAU.
I know you studied him in.
Yeah, and I love Sankara. Let me even cut myself before I get
for sure.
Let me cut. Okay, let's go to the diaspora.
Yes.
Marcus Garvey or Malcolm X?
No, Garvey.
Garvey all
It's
the
not.
way.
It's not close. It's not close, according to me.
It's not
Marcus
close.
Garvey.
Marcus Garvey or Malcolm
No,
X?
but that's the father of Pan-Africanism. No, it's for me. Yeah, Malcolm, they come. Yeah, Malcolm is also a big legend, but Marcus Garvey, no questions.
No questions.
No questions. We strive to be like that, man. Come on, it's.
Kwame Nkrumah, Samora Machel.
Ay, Samora Lena Mona. Samora. Samora.
Okay.
Samora. Yeah, no. For me, I think Lena, his untimely death, he was going to do great things. But yeah, I would say Samora.
Quentin Nkosi or Julius Malema?
Who?
Quentin.
Why?
Or Julius Malema? It's deliberate.
Unpopularly so, Sillo Malema.
Why does it have to come with a disclaimer?
Because I like Quentin.
Okay.
I like Quentin. I think he's one of those politicians that the salt we need in politics. But I can't compare him to Sillo in terms, in terms of leadership, braveness, and everything. He's still to be tested. Julius has been tested already. So I think in that regard, the two of them, even though I like Quentin so much, Julius.
I need to frame this one carefully so people don't get it wrong. Muhammad Ali.
Whoever you're gonna put, you're gonna lose.
Muhammad Ali or Martin Luther King Jr.
You know, I'm a professional boxer, so Muhammad Ali, the time, actually, it's difficult to compare him to Martin, but to the time where he stood up for being an activist, changing his name from Cassius to Muhammad Ali, being, the discrimination that he faced, it's unmatched. You know, even when he won the gold medal for America, for the US, he was still discriminated, chased out of restaurants and everything. He really was a true Pan-Africanist for me, for black people. So, and the character of the man beyond boxing. Unfortunately, boxing, Mayweather has taught us, is a sport of get hit and don't get hit. And Muhammad Ali being a heavyweight, getting blows on the head. I mean, you saw how it turned out at the end, even though he was a defensive master. But yeah, for me, as when I go to the next life, that's a person I want to meet and spend maybe interview him in the heavenly podcast with King.
Okay, I'm just gonna take randoms now. I give you Bathabile Dlamini or Mama Action Nomvula Mukonyana. Please control yourself. Please don't swear. Control yourself on this one.
Man.
There must be one.
Yo.
And you can't dump both of them.
Yeah.
Because I know you attempted to dump both of them.
Yeah, no. Dlamini is Okay, there was a bad name. Okay, let me not say it. But Bathabile is very underrated as a politician. I think she's a good politician, but in that environment where a lot of men rule, especially in the ANC, she found herself making some errors that are not good. But I would choose her. I think she's a strong woman. She speaks her mind, and that's what I want from politicians. We must not guess what are they thinking. They must just speak their mind. So I think Bathabile.
Dr. Arikana or Dr. Litchfield Chabalalo?
Yo. I want to meet Dr. Arikana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is it. Yo, so fearless. And like I said, let a politician speak their mind. And I mean, who better than the African ambassador? Who better? Nah, so for me, yeah, Arikana.
Okay. Jacob Zuma. Or
I can almost guarantee whoever is gonna lose.
Okay, now you are making me retract. I'm trying to find someone who will match Jacob Zuma, but I'm battling. So let me do this.
South African politics. You've already said Mandela.
Yeah, Jacob Zuma. No. Jacob Zuma, Oliver Reginald Tambo.
Oh, you had to go back that much. Yeah, you have to.
No, I'm balancing a team.
Yeah,
here.
you have to.
I'm balancing a team.
Yeah,
no one will come close.
Yeah,
now.
no, you have to go to the grave and dig out something special. I'm alive today in this time and age. So Jacob Zuma. Yeah, in this time and age, I think the man is a master. Even though unalidi errors he's got so many errors, but who doesn't have? I mean, I've got a soft spot for him because of not completing school, going to exile, going to prison, and still managing to achieve what he has achieved. With he's not educated, but he's a very learned person, very well read and everything. So, for me, Jacob Zuma. In South Africa, can I say is the best in the whole of South Africa?
It's very difficult to quote him.
Yeah,
because he does not have universal public appeal that Mandela has.
Yes.
You see, and that's the difficulty. But if we were to exclude all of those things, Jacob Zuma led in the ANC at the time where only the best
could lead.
Only the best could lead, and the best was determined by academic qualifications and background from your family.
Yeah.
And Jacob Zuma led at that time.
After that Mbeki bar, after when Mbeki put it
Yes.
to lead the next person to be Zuma, it was special.
I mean, I'm deliberately talking about pre-democracy times.
All of them.
He was a senior leader at that time of Joe Modise and stuff, and he was. I mean, he's not educated, but he was still leading. And he was there, Kodesa, he was next to Mandela and the other negotiators.
MK also is.
But I think after Jacob Zuma, it's safe to say, let's close the whole thing. Let's talk about King. King Hlongwane Sinjiva and Zinjiva.
Yes.
Tell me what it means, so as you give us your genesis.
Hosi Zinjiva is a king in the 14th century, hailing from KwaZulu-Natal, currently known as KwaZulu-Natal, who moved to Mozambique. That's my great ancestor. I've heard people, but I know the Tsonga people did not have a king or whatever. That was our main chief. The guy, that's the bloodline that I come from. And then I'm also from the chief Makazela, who's my grandfather in Guyane, and Keizane, who's my father. Those who come from that Guyane border, they would know who I'm talking about. So
repeat the Kaizane.
Kaizane, Julius Kaizane Hlongwane.
Okay.
Yes, and Makazela is my great grandfather, my father's father. My father's father, yes.
Are they both alive?
No. Both are late.
Both are late.
Yeah, my
condolences.
Yeah, such great men, especially my grandfather. You know, my father made a what we call a traditional era marrying outside the Tsonga tribe.
Okay.
And that was not taken lightly at that time because of we are royalty, man. Hlongwane is the biggest surname in the Tsonga kingdom, and he already had a wife, and he met this Pedi girl in Seshego, and then took that girl and married her, which is my mother, and that was not taken
lightly by the Hlongwanes.
Yes.
But were you able, as you grew, were you able to be integrated back in terms of cultural assimilation or what?
No.
Okay.
No.
So when are you born? And sorry to interject you there.
Yes.
When you answer that, just also start where were you born and how?
Yes. Yes. Then my father was working in Germiston, and you know, my mother was still in varsity at that time, studying agriculture. The most learned person in my family. She set the bar too high for the danda. It is also so getting a diploma or a degree is like disappointing her.
Sure.
You know, because she's very learned. I was born and bred in Mpumalanga, Komhlanga. I'm the first son of my mother and father's marriage. So they've got 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls, and so the integration was very difficult. You know, Tsonga people are very proud people, very, very proud people in their culture, especially the family that my father comes from. It took years even after his death for us to integrate, but we are doing quite well now because we can sit down and look at the ankles and the eyes of Remona. But what did we do? So it's that thing. The families, the glue is coming together now. Okay, I'm even trying to write a book about my family, and you know, they went to Mozambique to celebrate Horses in Jiva's life and all the things. Every year there's a ceremony that happens there. So I'm trying to write a family book and try to, so that the next generation must not struggle with identifying who they are. And I think black families, most of them struggle with that. They end with their great grandfather or great grandfather and don't go back enough to trace the family roots. And
you were raised in KwaNdebele?
Yeah, born and bred, raised in KwaNdebele. My problem is that my mother wanted me to get the best education, so I was in boarding schools almost all my life. I tell people that I was in 10 different schools from grade 1 to grade 12. I was in 10. I was going to this boarding school, chased out, go to the next boarding school, not happy, my mother not happy with the services, and change. We started in grade 1 to grade 3 different schools, and it was not serious at that time, but that trend never stopped. Then I went, the only schools I stayed for 2 years is Almalar School in Limpopo and Cultura High School in Brongospring. Those are the only 2 schools where I stayed for 2 years. The rest I was there 1 year.
Okay, and your mother's family is from Seshego?
Yes, Arere Troya Matempule. Yeah, my mother's from Seshego, but she got married and moved to Matempule. It's Mpumalanga, just a few kilometers from Komhlanga. Yes.
Oh, because I was surprised. Why would Limpopo people raise you in KwaNdebele?
Yeah, my mother and father, when they got married, their first house was in Komhlanga.
Okay.
Yes.
I know you're a student of African languages. How's your Swahili going?
Najifunza Kiswahili kidogo.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's your Tsonga?
Tsonga poor. Yeah.
Okay. Mara loko munhu wa vulavula na wehe was hlamula is Changani or you respond in other languages?
am no bula bula, but I'm not good in Tsonga.
Yeah.
So you hear this one is not Tsonga, but I hear it.
And then it's in Ndebele?
No, I grew up in KwaNdebele.
Okay,
yeah, that's like
Alright.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah, no.
so yeah.
I'm from there, vele Spedi, listen to vele it was Namela's follow-up.
Yeah, no,
else.
Spedi,
Yes.
we grew up, Spedi is the mother tongue, so that's the language that.
And the basis that gave you is in Ndebele would easily transform you and transition you into Nguni languages.
Yes.
You wouldn't battle there.
Yes, now you won't battle with Swati,
Yeah.
the Zulu, Xhosa, yeah. But also because of the boarding schools.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you meet a lot of tribes, and then you learn a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, it's just so unfortunate that I did not meet a lot of Tsonga people.
Okay.
Because Tsonga people, where they are minimum, they shy out and learn other people's language,
Yeah.
and they don't enforce their language on
Yes.
other people. So I think that's the thing that, and that's one of the cries that I would one day speak to my father. But he passed away when I was very young.
Yeah.
To say, Mona, such a beautiful language, such beautiful people. Why were we held back? You know.
Yeah.
But I guess every family has got its own little challenges.
So when I started doing podcasting, I said these are my areas that I'm going to speak about.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do social commentary.
Yeah.
I didn't aim out to go and do politics.
Yeah.
But people, because of the name of the channel, Politically Incorrect, they thought I was a political channel.
Yes.
And they kept wanting to talk politics.
Yeah.
Well, I can't claim I'm not a political animal.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm not a political animal per se, but it's just politics just draws you. So, and I do other things. What made you transition to politics? Because the first video of you that I saw was, remember that video that that guy was holding a gun? Who was it? Was he subs, or the other guy was Metro Police who got shot? Mustra thing.
Who was shot? The police?
Yes, you did a video on.
It was be long.
No. Yes, I know it can't be long time ago. It's just last year, beginning of last year maybe.
Yeah.
So what happened is there was these two guys who were accosting each other.
Yeah.
The other one had a gun, and the other one said, "Take it out, let's shoot." Something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that guy.
So that video is the first video that I saw of you, and I saw other content.
The guy in the car.
The guy in the car, was it a BMW or what?
Yeah, and oh my goodness, I remember that video.
Yes. So he took him out. So he sent him to his ancestors.
I'm sure 4 bullets or something.
Yeah. So you see that video, and I loved your commentary about it, and I looked at your content and say, "Nah, that's my brother." Yeah. No, I saw that's my brother. And because you're a boxer, I was thinking, yeah, no matter more, I will learn the Philly.
The Philly shake.
Yeah, I'll learn the Philly shake, and you'll teach me a lot of things. What made you become a podcaster?
I stumbled. To become a podcaster, someone told me about McG last year? Yeah, I think it's last. When did I start podcasting? And then time is flying.
Yeah.
When did I start podcasting? Seriously, last year March.
Okay.
Yeah. I think somewhere before that, someone said to me, "Emma, when you talk too much like McG." Believe it or not, last year I did not know McG, who McG was.
Yes.
Come on, McG.
Yeah.
So now I'm checking podcast and chill. Now I'm checking. Me and this guy are opposites, man. What is this nonsense?
Yeah.
But my friend said, "No, man, you should open a podcast." But I wanted to do car reviews. I wanted to do other things. Yeah, because I love cars. Cars. I wanted to do other things. I stumbled into podcasting by mistake, but I'm the type of person, if you have met me, you know I do everything.
Yeah.
There is nothing any challenge I'm excited about it. I like golf now.
Yes.
I'm going to want to be better than you. I'm that
Sure.
by nature I'm like that, you know. And they say a jack of all trades is a master of none, but they don't finish it to say, but a jack of all trades is better than a master of none.
Yeah.
So I'm that guy. I can do almost everything, especially that requires physical and tenure. Yeah, so I stumbled into this thing. I don't even know how I stumbled also into politics and Pan-Africanism and all of those things just came. They just came because in South Africa, politics draws you in. Whether you like it or not, you can discuss sports, you're gonna end up in sports politics. Whatever you discuss, you're gonna end up in politics. So now I stumble in this thing. I'm not gonna claim no, I grew up in school, I was a Pan-Africanist doing the no. I was a leader in college and SRC prefect and all of that, but it was never anything conscious wise that I was doing. I was just popular because I talked too much, and then I was elected in those positions.
And you're a hip hop head?
Yes, I'm a hip hop head. I'm very deep hip hop head. That's what I'm saying. It's very little I don't do. There's very little I don't do. I won the South African Hip Hop Award for King of Northern Cape. That's where the name King started sticking. Actually in 2016. Yeah, when South African Hip Hop Awards were still giving awards for each province, because as province artists you couldn't really compete with on a national scale, so they cut it down to provinces, and I was the King of Northern Cape 2016, and that was special because I'm not born in the Northern Cape.
So you hit those African rappers.
Luat, we call it Luat in it's one of the Motswako, but it's mixed. It's a special language in Northern Cape. Very special, very special.
Those guys can rap, young.
Too much.
Those African boys can rap.
I always say I think I won it via popularity and not talent. Because talented wise, Kimberley we always say is the next big thing when it comes to hip hop. Like the people there, they were like proverb to us what he is to the rest of South Africa. Skill wise, we've got better.
Ne?
Yeah.
Okay, and you end up from where you were from. You end up in Kimberley, and what made you land in? No,
after the death of my father, my mother could not cope with the memories and family pressures of Ntwenyeyo. I think some other day I'll talk about how they were even Stopusa Sapapaka was fought for in terms of where he must bury. Luckily he had a will and said he must be buried in Mpumalanga because they wanted him in Limpopo. And when my mother said no, come and take him, then that was still a fight, finances wise and everything. But I think after that, 2 years after he passed away, she applied for a job in Northern Cape Department of Agriculture, and then she landed there. And then I think that was a peace heaven that she found. That's how we moved that side, and then I went to Kimberley Boys High. This was 2008, 2007, yes.
Oh
yes.
Oh, I thought you got there, Gaspani.
No. I got there. I was still a young boy, grade 11. Left because I was leaving schools every time. Then came back to Brongor Spade to stay with my sister. Matriculated this side. Then went to State Theatre, Munith Dance and Drama House. Did arts there. And then my mother stopped paying my flat. And then I was forced to go back to Kimberley to study marketing management at the Northern Cape FET College. That's where we graduated. And then life started after that. I came back to Sechuron to come and work here and just hustle and found myself back in Kimberley, getting married that side, having children that side. So it's home now.
And agriculture,
we applied for an internship. There was internship that was taken out. In Matempula, I grew up in a farm set. My grandfather was a heavy farmer, so I loved agriculture so much. But unlike my mother, I never studied it. But I love agriculture. I know how to take care of crops and animals and everything. And after that, the internship, it was a SETA internship. After that SETA internship, there were some ladies working in the parking in our office checking the assets, the assets of the
Asset
department.
register.
Yeah, checking the asset register. Hey, what are you doing? No, we are checking the register. But she was alone. Then I said, no, let me assist you. You can't must pick up all of these things. You need a man. That's how I was introduced to the asset unit. And then the CFO, we verified the CFO's office, and the CFO liked me. And then she said, no, man, you guys need to apply. There's some positions in the asset unit. Then we applied in the asset unit, and then moved to assisting farmers and everything like that.
Okay.
With implements, the tractor and all those things. Yeah, that's how I was introduced to agriculture.
And because you had a background of agriculture, you stayed
Yes,
there.
and my mother has been in the department for 40 years next year, since 1985.
So it became very easy.
Yeah, it became very easy. And people think she put me in. I want and so okay.
Yeah.
I hustled myself in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to go to the time when you decided or you thought there was a space for a school, and just do a bit of introduction and also talk about the topical one of Julius Malema having committed that he will build a school, and if he doesn't build a school, you must regard him as a failure. He was telling the second NPA.
Yes.
Because he was telling the second NPA that in the third NPA,
if the school is not there.
Yeah, him and his team must not be re-elected if they have not built the school. So start your journey so we can juxtapose it with the Julius Malema difficulties.
I'm a very spiritual person, and that's I battled with this thing when it comes to Pan-Africanism, Christianity, and all of those things. I'm still finding my foot in there. I've got Ntate Tau Tau, the Grandmaster Tau Tau. So he's one of my a person who's guiding me in my spiritual journey. But I don't even want to say grounded. I'm a rooted Christian. So each and every year I start the year 12 days without eating, fasting. So during my fasting period last year, let's say the spirit, it landed in my spirit that now build a school. I was like, a school? Yes, I'm praying for a better car, a better job, a better everything. This thing of the school, this was about in day 8 of the fasting. And I said, maybe it's once a kg.
Wait, you fast for 7 days? 14 days?
12
days, okay.
12 days, yeah, just water. So every time you see me in January, you lose the weight because of that's fast. I also do it because I cleanse myself also from diseases and
just for perspective, the whole 12 days drinking water, or at night you eat?
Water, we call it a dry fast with water.
Full dry fast?
Yeah, no food.
Until the 12th day?
Until the 12th day. 12 days no eating. It's very easy actually.
No, that's extreme. Okay, continue.
No, it's not extreme. It's very easy actually.
I've done Ramadan twice. No, 3 times. I've done Ramadan three times.
Eating in the evening?
Yeah, so I eat in the evening.
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy. I promise you, the struggle is the first 3 days. After that, the body adjusts.
Okay.
I promise you. I've done it, I think, maybe 5 times. Since I started in this spiritual journey. To say every year I put my goals and I put them in months. January I want to achieve this. February I want to achieve this for 12 months, and I pray for it every year. So as I'm praying, this thing of the school comes. Build a school. School. I don't want to build a school for what now?
Yeah.
So at the end I'm like, okay, towards the end of the fasting, this thing of the school comes too much. Got day 11, remember tomorrow I'm finishing. So now I'm dreaming I'm somewhere at the school. We opening the school, we cutting the big ribbon with the big scissor. I must build a school. Okay, sharp. So the fasting finishes, and then I'm like, I'm announcing it to my audience. It's, hey guys, we must build a school, guys. I don't know where we're gonna start, what are we gonna do, but we must build a school. But as time went by, more revelations started coming to say, no, but we as African people, what is it really that we are building? Are we building podcasts? Are we building the matches? What is it that we are building? And then I went into a deeper study of what is happening in Orania. It's not far from where I stay, by the way, Orania. It's about 100 and something kilos from Kimberley, or 200 maybe. Yeah, and I started to say, but the Afrikaner people, in their hatred of us, their love for their own culture is very, it's amazing. The way they protect their history, the way they build for their own people. We can learn something from this. Understand? And I'm like, say, we as Africans, our things will be even fast forwarded because of the numbers that we have. Not the whole of South African, black South Africans need to support what you are doing, but you just need a segment, and then we can build smart cities. And I was studying how fast Dubai was built and everything. So then I started being serious with this thing, researching what are the requirements, going to the Department of Education, checking what is it that a person must have to build a school and everything. Must I register an NPO, NGO, CC, whatever. And then I got all that information, and then we registered the school. Then when I registered, I was like, and then I was like, no. I made an advert on my YouTube channel to say, guys, I need people that can assist me. No, but I don't want to be the founder of PASETA, the Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. I need people that can assist me. I got about maybe 200 and something CVs. This was May and June. I went through all of those things. But like I said, being a spiritual person, there's ones that just stood out. When I opened and read, and like I was just allowing the Spirit to lead me into these things, and I found 4 gentlemen that were standing out. And I must point this out because I know the ladies will ask. In all those
gender parity, comrade.
I don't believe in that. In all those CVs, 200 and something CVs, only 4 were ladies, and 2 of those ladies were elderly ladies. And one of them was from Lesotho, and she is part of PASETA Lesotho. And the others were young, man. They're like, hey, man, I just got out of varsity. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a job. No, we are not opening a company for a job. But the gentlemen, they understood. From the 4, the 2 said, nah, man, I also had this idea to build a school, whatever. I checked and I saw they've got strengths that I don't have. And we started, and on the 21st of July was when we officially, launch or announce PASETA as a company, as a school that and we went on a mission to set 3 months goals, and one of those 3 months goals was to get land. Hey man, Ubima, hey Ubima Bafet. But this thing being spirit-led, everything has been flowing quite smoothly, I must say.
You are a content creator. Are you documenting this to create a documentary at the end of this, because it's quite important for in 20 years, 25 years time, when the alumni needs to understand the history of this school?
I'm writing a book, my second book, called Seed of a Black Child. Okay. And PASETA and what we are doing is entering the book. Right. I was writing a book for my son, for the coming generations, as fathers. Like I said, as fathers, excuse me, we're failing to put our children at a better footing, especially the starting footing. You can imagine how Maburu are. The child grows up in a house that is a shapo. A car is not an achievement, land is not an achievement. The child can strive for better things or to even grow the family empire. The first achievement is to get a matric and then varsity and then go and struggle and all of those things. So I was writing the book for my son to say, because I don't know when we will be unalive. So I was like, let me write something that I wish my father did for me. Because my father was such a great businessman. He was running a tavern, a tuck shop, and a printing company, So I could not get all of that knowledge from him because nothing was written, nothing was recorded, and I only saw him for 15 years of my life. So yeah, I was writing that, but then Epaseta entered the book in the middle chapters because of it was no longer about my child; it was about our children. Yeah, so we're documenting it definitely.
Okay. They call him Umar Johnson.
Oh, let me answer. Okay.
Yeah, because I want to juxtapose the Julius Malema with the Umar Johnson.
Yes.
They call him the Umar Johnson. So when you started to hear, when I started hearing about Basset, I'm like, this is a brilliant idea. I'm too far to get involved, but is he not going to be victimized for having thought of a brilliant idea?
Yeah.
Because Umar Johnson, for the longest of time, and I'll give many examples, Umar Johnson says black money is not really black money because it's actually white money. Just count all those Africans Americans of course, who are wealthy, but none of their money is used to help African people. So he says it's not actually their money, and once any of them start giving their money back into African communities, they get exposed and then they lose that money. So that's what he was talking about,
starting with Michael Jackson.
Yes. And the reason I love Muhammad Ali above any other one is because he's the one who disregarded this thing of shut up and dribble, because he wanted to be involved with African issues. If you're an athlete but there are issues in the community that are happening, you put weight to it, because you would see LeBron is battling with that. He wants to get to that stage, but he's battling. So Umar Johnson drew that parallel to say this is a difference of why these people are not funding. And it took him many years to understand that African people were even ridiculing him for not having money to do this thing. And yes, I mean, it's so sad that this man says this is a brilliant idea. People don't want to help him.
And he's so close to the finish line.
And they're not helping him. So it's what I was thinking. So Julius Malema is another example of battling to do this thing. It doesn't look like it's a difficult thing on paper, because
it is.
There's money out there. People spend money, but why can't this thing be happening? So just take us through this journey and compare it with Julius Malema. You spoke about it on the podcast to say this could have been the challenges because you traveled this route. Please explain it from where you know it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, my philosophy with building this school is that it will be built by African money and through African people. I've already said no to 2 big companies that are not African that want to assist us from overseas. People came and say, "Man King, there's a school here." Let me not name the countries. I'm here. Our African brothers and sisters overseas say, "No man, there's an agricultural school. I want to link you guys. They've got equipment. They've got this, and I want you guys to connect you with the principal. My child is in the school. They can donate some things." I know. Sorry, I can't. I heard Julia say he's gonna speak to China, and China must assist them with building. No. If it's not through African people, we will never feel the pain and the pride of saying this thing was built by us. I know for political parties it's different, but in the African community, you will be kicked down for even suggesting a good idea.
That's exactly why I gave you the Umar Johnson story, because the difficulty that you are now saying is, I know you'd find it difficult for African people to help you, because their help comes from and that's deliberate. They doesn't give you the Umar Johnson. So, and African people do not want to help you. They just want it to be done. But Western funders, they don't mind.
They criticize. Yes, Western funders are very strategic. I told my my team, we've got a chief in the Khoisan Kingdom, Chief Mutsamai Stafane, and he says to me, "Listen, there's fundings that are coming to the kingdom, and we want to direct some of those fundings to Paseta." I said, if it's not coming from African people, we don't want it. And we fought in this and then deliberated and argued as agents. At the end, we must be proud that all of every brick, everything that was made for the school was for African people, so that it can be the first African, initiative in South Africa that we can say this comes from our people. That's why we went on a campaign to say 10,000 people donate each 50 rand. Because what is 10,000 people? It's not a lot of people.
Okay, so let me go back to this. So I use how do I say it? I use a certain motto to say, so I'm a podcaster. So if someone wants to donate on my podcast, if I start that drive, I will go and ask from people deliberately to say, when this thing is fine, people must not say, I do not know you were looking for donations. So I will ask, like physically, I will ask people. I'm not saying I've done it for the podcast, I'm giving example. Political parties, have you tried them? Even though you think this one may not help you, but do you ask them so they in future they must not say we did not, if we knew we would have assisted?
I can't fall for that mistake.
You don't want political parties to give you?
No, they can if they want to. I'm not going to approach any political party because of how South African political communities are. Once anyone sees MK representatives there with Paseta, the EFF people will draw off, because we South Africans, we black people are so divided. We're so divided. They're gonna see it as an MK thing. They're gonna see it as an EFF thing. So no, I'm not going to approach any political party to assist with the political parties. I will support physically with my money EFF to build a school, because I don't believe that we must build one school. I believe every province must have such a school. You understand? So I will support other political parties building schools and whatever, and if they want to support us, they are most welcome.
Fair enough, and it makes a lot of sense. Number two, there are African people who are funding political parties, even though the number is small and they are very evasive in disclosing themselves. Okay, case in point would be, I would put So Motsepe, do you consider him a white beneficiary and thus relegating him from the African funders that you envisage? Because I'm thinking of bulk donators. Bulk donators will keep this thing going, and it's a dream that we do not want it to die. Mchana, if it dies, a lot of us are going to be very disappointed. Yeah. So these bulk donators, who are they going to come from, while you answer them, Motsepe?
Yeah, we have a team that is preparing for that, approaching all of these big companies, because we're having our fundraising event on the 2nd and 3rd of May. So that's the big event where we want to have bulk. So the team has decided to go for black celebrities, like the likes of the Mtsipe Foundation, writing letters and all of those things. I don't have a problem. When I Rupert about Fanda, and then we're not Fanda,
it doesn't matter.
Different. It's different.
You don't follow the man.
But I'm not specifically speaking about Patrice Mtsipe. But I'm saying he's a black man. If his foundation decides to fund us, most welcome. But I will never approach any white-owned thing. Not for the purpose of racist or discrimination, but for the fact that I envision this to be a black project, and I want African people to be proud of it at the end of the day.
Thank you, and it makes a lot of sense. So I spoke to Rais Mzansi. I always confuse it with Arise.
Yes, and me too.
Yeah.
Lena was confused.
Yeah. By the way, did you know Mpo was arrested?
How?
Mpo Takada was arrested. Remember, even before the elections, there were rumblings when the Thobela FM issue came about his connecting forex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying for crypto.
Yes.
Because that's the only thing.
That's the only thing. Yeah,
taking people's money.
Yeah, no, he was arrested. I've always said this thing, man, just. It's something else. But let's go back to Rice. I interviewed Rice.
Yes.
the president, of course, Tsonga Heritage, and also the provincial leader.
Yes.
And what I understood from them is they refused money from people they did not agree with. But these people took money from Rebecca
Yes.
Oppenheimer.
Yes.
So, but they can't tell me why, which companies and which entities they refused money from.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you took money from this one.
But
What's the worst person? What's the worst person?
Yes.
So I'm giving you that example deliberately to say, are you able to disclose who these people that you rejected money from, or you just want to keep their peace?
No, we keep their peace.
Okay.
I think there will be a time to disclose that.
Yeah.
Or when at least luckily I've got emails and stuff like
Sure.
that. But no, not on camera.
All right.
It's not necessary to say then bring that type of drama to Paseta. But
Okay.
yeah, we did have offers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about timelines because it will add pressure on you. But ideally,
Not really. I'm throwing it back to my African people is that it is them that decide how long this thing is gonna take. There isn't a 5-year goal or 3-year goal, a 10-year goal. A goal is it must happen. So I can't put those type of pressures on myself and say in 36 months the school will be done. And with the trajectory of how we are going, it should not take us more than 5 years. And that's the first time I'm saying a date on camera of 5 years, because I think we can do it before
Better.
that.
Okay.
We can do before that. But yeah, ideally we want it to open as soon as possible.
Okay, we are solution driven. On the list of 10,000, how many people do you have there?
Individuals
Yes.
that have donated, it's not more than 400.
No, not donors like once off. I'm talking about the 10,000 who are giving you. Agree, we want to do the AfriForum way.
Yes.
Yes. On your list of 10,000, what about to fund 50 rand per month?
No, we've got repeat. We've got repeat donors. That's why I'm saying the repeat donors, they are not more than 400.
Yeah.
Each month. You understand what
Yes,
I'm saying?
yes, I understand.
Or I don't understand your question.
Yes. So nakinyaka database. Agree AfriForum. Ila yabo Penuel. AfriForum. You register and then they stop order you.
Yes, no, we don't have stop orders. People are sending money per month. I'm still working on the stop order because other people are saying, I'm a king. I can't be donating 50 rand every month. Can you guys organize a stop order system where you guys can take 50 rand each month?
Because the reason I do it deliberately is there might be people who are watching who are thinking, Mashan is onto something. Because I want solution driven. We want to, when you live here, at least you would have planted a seed.
Yes.
Have you, the team on the ground, have they organized something? Or you need to be financial service provider to have a stop order and because I would want to, 50 rands. It's, you see, for me, it's more the pride of saying, hey, like Paseta, I contributed, that's a brick that I contributed there. But I want to own a brick in Paseta because it's a brilliant idea. So I just want to ask, has the team organized that? And the email will be available at the end. You would share with me the details. So is it ready? Can people start? This is 2025. We want to check or if we can enroll 10,000 South Africans to do Paseta.
At the debit of 50 rand.
At the debit of 50 rand. How much will that money be? And the initial, where the first students will be accepted. Like, I want us to talk about that.
Yeah, no, it's something we are working on, Mashiane.
Okay.
I won't lie to you. But if there's anyone that can give us better understanding of how those things work, you understand, in the financial field, it's most welcome. You know, people watch things and they are experts in those things. But it's something that in 2025, definitely maybe before the end of January, we'll have that, because people have been telling you. It's just we've been having our own little organization problems with one of the guy that is handling our books and everything. His mother passed away last month. It was, we try to give someone space to recover. So yes, we'll have that. What was the second one?
The second one is like, once you enroll them, like this financial services provider and stuff, has the team worked on it?
To be for the school.
Yes.
No, we're still far thinking on that and all of those things. What I'm thinking about is build the school. Once the school, we're building it and we've already started, it's up. There must be a team that comes in and say, okay, the financial studies is sorted. Education, we are there, we've registered, we're on the database, and they're giving us advice on what to do and everything, because they will also jump in at the later stage, but they also want to see a building. Education does not help with dreams, it helps with proper things that are in the field. So all of those things must be there. I'm also like education. I want to see the building. Security later on, or whatever, finances, whatever. There's other people. That's why I chose people that are totally different from me. I want to see the bricks piling up and the roof going on, and then hopefully as time goes by, we'll be meeting people that will come say, like we have a principal in the team that says, no, this is how you enroll people in and all of that. I get it saying it when
you have learned, you already started building a wall.
Yes.
Take us through, because what I want you to do is I want you to juxtapose it with the Julius Malema issue.
Okay.
Why did they battle?
From what I heard, there was a petition that was written by farmers in the area where Bo Julius got the land, and that petition apparently stopped them. I don't know how they got it right to stop them, and also finances is the issue. Because I think also Bo Julius, they are not like myself. They don't want to build a wall and then stop, and then build a wall, then stop. Understand? They want to build the school at once. And I believe the EFF, truly, if they put their might in it, they've got an organization strong enough to build a school in 12 months.
I agree.
If they want to. If it is top priority, they can do it. For me, I'm a kancane person. The team is advising me against it. Now once I start seeing a positive bank balance, then I'm like, okay, because I know South Africa are stimulated when they see something happen.
Yes.
Once they start seeing a wall, because we put in the signage board there of coming soon, Paseta, the big sign wall on the wall there. So I believe when someone sees that driving past there, they can ask questions, they can see the numbers, they can see the vision, because we've got the the drawing of vision the school board, on the board there. So that's very important for me. That's how we want to do it in Tata Machine.
And you want to teach agriculture, and
I want to teach everything there. We talking about creating the super student. Understand, the student that is taught history, science, technology, economics, and agriculture. But you can't put all of those things into a school curriculum. So what we will be doing, besides the school curriculum that will be operating during the day, will be inserting extra classes. You don't need to be whatever grade to do a short agricultural course about planting, about continuing. We've got strategic partners that are part of the Paseta team that are teaching short agricultural courses that take 2 weeks, and you get a small certificate and whatever. So all of those things. So we're saying we want to teach. We'll bring them. Say, hey, listen, teach our children crypto. What is it about this crypto? What is it that we need to know? And I'm just making an example, not him specifically, but and he's welcome Boy, you are welcome. I like his mind. Anyway.
I love him.
I like his.
I love him.
Yeah, he's a great man, and he's a man of God also. So I like him also. So yeah, we want to create this super student that ngwana afetsa ka matric, ngwana afetsa ka grade 7. They must have advantages that other children don't have that are not from Paseta in terms of what they were exposed to. That's why we're talking about being involved with strategic partners. The place where we have, it's actually a farm. The farmers are struggling. That's why we took that land from them. But agriculture will be done properly so that our children can go, physically and be part of agriculture. Because I'm saying, if we are talking about taking back the land, who's gonna take back this land? In terms of where we stay. We will struggle in a farm. And because I work in the Department of Agriculture, I see how people who want to farm are struggling.
Those who want to.
Yeah.
The reluctant ones will just give up.
No. 1 month. 1 month. Yala midi mola. The nyonyan data that's in ongala mola. Ongala immediately. To take the cows to the veterans. It's expensive.
I keep telling people
it's expensive.
I keep telling people if you're not exposed to agriculture, will not understand how big agrarian science is and how difficult that big animal is.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you are doing the school because if you learn from, I think from your side, is it working this? There's a school in Breds, man. Go settlers. King, it was a agriculture school.
It's solid.
Yes. And there are people who went to that school.
My mother went there.
Yes.
Yes.
What the skater said rough dance. He went to that school, and I know another lady that I interviewed went to that school.
Yeah.
They are not doing agriculture at all. Yes, I'm telling you, and it pains me. There are schools like there are a lot of agricultural schools that this thing they tried out. I mean, even Matthew, because I interviewed Fumani Shulubani, he went to an agricultural school. He's not even in agriculture, he's in the arts.
It's not easy.
So it's very difficult. People take it for granted.
It's not easy. Yeah. Imagine I'm saying my mother who grew up in a farms with a father that was farming. Every December and my mother is not in agriculture. And she's directing. She's a director for food and security. So she's a person who's very knowledgeable and, like I said, very learned also. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Okay.
And you can't expect that now at the age over 60 years to know.
Yes.
Farming no.
All right, it's fine. For this segment of the interview, I'm happy with what we have done. Is there anything regarding the school specifically? Because what I wanted to achieve with this podcast is for people to get to know you better and know your dreams and how, if they want to support you, how they can support you. There are a lot of people who may want to support you, but they may not know how.
Yes.
And the detail that you would have given us would assist in that.
Yes.
But for this purpose of this interview, now I'm done. What is it that you'd want to?
Yeah, when it comes to Paseta, Africa, what I want to say is that we will be remembered for what we leave behind. And this podcast that we are doing is not something tangible that we can say we are proud to leave behind. I will never sleep and rest peacefully knowing that I have a podcast with 1 million people and I could not gather those 1 million people to do something that could impact the coming generation. So all I'm going to say is that it might not be Paseta that you support, but let's start institutions. Let's institutionalize our dreams and the foundation to help the coming generation, because that will be very important. Look at how we have trusted our politicians and look at how much for the past 30 years they have disappointed us. It's time that we as the community, we stand up, we look at ourselves, we search our pockets and do something. Whether me and you build a clinic, I mean, how can we stay as a community blaming the government for children that are falling in pit toilets? But we have the money to do it. A child falls in the pit toilet. There's still schools today that have pit toilets where, the condition of that pit toilet is, a child can drown in sewage. You can imagine. Community is blaming the politician, the government. We can do something. We can. I was saying it also in when we had load shedding. I'm like, load shedding because the government is the biggest employer. The government must just say, government employees, we're asking 100 rand from each and one, and that problem was going to be solved in 2 months. But you Rupert Molaira nonsense. Sing Rupert kind of under the radar. So I'm saying, if you want to support Paseta, visit www.paseta.co.za, Paseta, P-A-S-E-T-A, paseta.co.za. That is our website where you can find our details. Our contact details are on there. Everything is there. You'll be able to speak to us. So let's build this school, Ma Africa, and let's just be proud of leaving let's have that sense of pride of leaving something behind beyond us, because politics, they will not going anywhere, they will remain here. But the question is, which country can we really point out that where politics has positively impacted the lives of the people on the ground? Yeah, that's what I want to say. Unless you're talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, of course.
That would be part for another time. Machine Political Correct, thank you very much. And thanks for supporting and watching it all to this end, because I know you love the man, the king. Show some love. It may not be as frequent as you like, but at least you would have just a brick. One person, just a brick will do the difference. Machine Political Correct, thank you very much.